Did you know a home can still look cheap no matter how much you spend on it? These are the 9 simple fixes I learned while working at the top interior design firms in London. They will change the way you look at rooms forever and might even make you want to become a designer yourself. Let's start with number 9. Use the full height of the room. Understandably, most people put all their attention into the bottom half of a room. The sofa is low, the coffee table is low, the TV unit is low. And if everything finishes at roughly the same height, the room can feel strangely flat, even when every individual piece is lovely. However, interior designers deliberately give your eye a reason to travel upwards. It could be a tall plinth, a large artwork, a decorative screen. You don't need all of them. Just 2 to 3 taller elements will make the whole room feel more balanced. But one of the easiest and most powerful ways to add height to a room is with curtains, which brings us to number 8. Stop framing the window. Most people hang the curtain pole just above the window with the open curtains covering part of the glass on each side. It's completely normal, but as a result, it makes both the window and the room look smaller. What we often did on high-end projects was treat the whole wall, not just the little rectangle of glass. You can do this by installing a track on the ceiling to hang soft, semi-transparent curtains all the way to the floor. Let them cover the window and continue across the walls on either side. And use enough fabric to create loose, relaxed folds. If the curtain is stretched flat, it can look like an old rag, desperately trying to cover the window. Number 7, hide the visual noise. Now look around the room for cables, chargers, remote controls, and lots of tiny decorations. Your brain is constantly scanning every edge and object around you. That's why a cluttered room can make you feel slightly restless without knowing why. My rather brutal rule is this: anything smaller than a melon should probably be hidden. One tall piece of closed storage is generally better than lots of little cupboards and baskets and open shelving. Ideally, it should blend into the wall with perhaps one open section for the few things really worth showing. When you display less, people finally notice what you chose to keep. Number 6, go bigger. One mistake I see often is a large empty wall covered with several tiny mass-produced prints. Your eye jumps between them because it doesn't know where to land. Try one large, simple piece of art instead. It doesn't need to be expensive. Just use a cheap canvas and a few wall paint sample pots. Hang it so the center sits around the eye level when you're standing, which is around 57 inches or 1.5 meters. Ideally, you would have low furniture underneath, like this one. The same idea works across the room. One large vase with a beautiful branch can do more than 20 little accessories. You're not spending more, you're buying fewer things with more impact. And by the way, if you would like to look at rooms like an interior designer, I've created a free 7-day interior design course for beginners. Each day, I'll guide you through one part of the design process, from understanding a room to creating a mood board and beginning your first project. Comment mini course below and I'll send you the link. Now, number 5 can transform a room without changing any of the furniture. Turn off the big light. One ceiling light in the middle of a room makes everything equally bright and equally uninteresting. And a perfect grid of downlights can make your living room feel a little like an airport. It's useful when you're cleaning or looking for something, but it isn't very flattering to the room or to the people in it. One strong overhead light removes the softer shadows that help us see shape, texture, and depth. Designers use several lights at different heights instead. Think of 3 simple layers. General light lets you see the room. Task light helps you read, cook, or work. Accent light draws attention to art, shelving, or textured wall. So tonight, turn off the ceiling light, switch on a floor lamp, add a small table lamp, and softly light one dark room. Sometimes the room doesn't need more furniture. It just needs better lighting. Beige is never just beige. People often buy a beige sofa, a beige rug, and beige paint and assume they must work together. Then everything arrives and somehow the sofa looks pink, the rug looks yellow, and the walls look slightly green. That's because every neutral has an undertone, which is the quieter color hiding underneath it. The trick is to choose materials with related undertones rather than matching the obvious color on top. Warm, creamy colors usually sit more comfortably with other warm finishes. Cooler grays and crisp whites tend to work better with other cool materials. And never approve a color from a tiny sample in a shop. Put a large sample inside the actual room, beside the flooring, fabrics, and furniture. Look at it in the morning, in the evening, and with the lamps on. Color isn't fixed. It changes with the light and with everything around it. Number 3, mix how things feel. A room can have the right shapes and colors and still feel cheap if every surface is smooth, shiny, and synthetic. Texture is what makes you want to reach out and touch something. Think about the difference between a glossy, flat-packed cabinet and the grain of real wood. You don't need expensive materials everywhere. You need contrast. Try a timber table, real stone tray, textured fabric. They should feel different, like the contrast you would see in the natural world. Number 2, connect, but don't match. Buying the sofa, armchair, coffee table, and TV from one matching collection feels safe, but it can also make your home look like a furniture showroom. At the other extreme, choosing 9 completely unrelated things makes the room feel chaotic. Designers create small connections between different pieces. The wood in a side table might return in a picture frame. The curve of a chair might appear again in a lamp. Or a color from the rug might quietly reappear in the artwork. Nothing matches exactly, but nothing feels accidental either. And finally, number 1, solve the real problem. A professional interior designer doesn't begin by asking, which sofa should we buy? We begin by asking, who lives here? What happens in this room? And what isn't working at the moment? Because a room can be beautiful in a photograph and still be a complete nuisance to live in. If chargers cover the kitchen worktop, create a charging place. If toys always migrate into the living room, put accessible toy storage in the living room, not in a cupboard 3 rooms away. That is the intention. It means every choice has a reason behind it. And this is why spending more money doesn't automatically make a home look better. So before you buy anything else, look at the room again. Does your eye travel upwards? Are the curtains making the window feel larger? Is there too much visual noise? And most importantly, does the room make daily life easier? Those are the questions interior designers ask. Now, if you have the instincts to become an interior designer yourself, join my free 7-day mini interior design course and I'll help you take the first step. Comment mini course below or click the link in the description. See you in the next video. Bye for now.